I never thought telling the truth could feel this wrong. My brother looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You destroyed us, Daniel. You destroyed this whole family." And the worst part? I still don't know if he was right. My name is Daniel. I'm 36 years old, and up until about 8 months ago, I thought I had a pretty solid family. Not perfect, no family is, but solid. You know what I mean? The kind of family where you show up for Sunday dinners and nobody asks too many questions. The kind where you assume everyone is doing fine because everyone seems to be doing fine. My brother's name is Marcus. He's 3 years older than me. We were never best friends, not the type of brothers who called each other every week or grabbed beers after work, but we got along. We respected each other. At family events, we'd end up in the same corner making the same quiet jokes about our uncle's political opinions or our mom's obsessive need to photograph every plate of food before anyone could eat. That was enough. For most of my life, that was more than enough. Marcus had what looked like a great life. He'd been with his girlfriend Claire for almost 5 years. They lived together in a nice apartment about 40 minutes outside the city. Claire was warm, funny, genuinely kind. My mom adored her. My dad called her the daughter we never had, which, I'll be honest, always got a little old, but you get the picture. They weren't engaged yet, but it felt like it was coming. Marcus had hinted at it. Claire had once laughed and said she wasn't holding her breath, but it was the kind of laugh that clearly meant she was. I thought I knew my brother. I didn't know my brother at all. It started on a Thursday evening in October. I was driving back from a work thing, a conference that had run late, and I stopped at a gas station about 20 miles outside the city. It was dark, it was cold, and I just wanted to fill up, grab a coffee, and get home. I was walking back to my car when I saw him, Marcus, standing by the entrance to a diner attached to the gas station. Not alone. He had his arm around a woman I had never seen before. She was laughing at something he said. He kissed her on the temple, the casual, intimate kind of kiss you only give someone you've kissed 1,000 times before. I stopped walking. I remember the cold hitting me all at once, like I'd just stepped outside for the first time. Marcus hadn't seen me. I stood there by my car for what felt like a long time, long enough to watch him hold the door open for her, long enough to see him smile the way I hadn't seen him smile in a while. I drove home in silence. I didn't call him. I didn't text. I just drove and I turned the image over and over in my head. And I told myself, maybe I misread it. Maybe it was a friend. Maybe I don't know what I saw. But I did. I knew what I saw. For the next 2 weeks, I did nothing. And I want to be honest about that because it's the part of the story that I'm not proud of. I knew something real. Something that directly affected someone I cared about, Claire, and I just carried it, quietly, by myself. I told myself I needed more information. I told myself it wasn't my place. I told myself maybe Marcus was about to come clean on his own and I'd only be making things worse by jumping in. But if I'm really honest, I was afraid. Afraid of blowing up the family. Afraid of being wrong. Afraid of what would happen after. So I waited. And then, about 3 weeks after I saw them at that diner, Marcus called me all of the blue on a Sunday afternoon, which was unusual. We didn't do that. We texted occasionally and talked at family events. Phone calls were reserved for emergencies or logistics. He wanted to meet for coffee. I said yes. We met at a place near his office, a quiet spot, mostly empty on Sunday mornings. He was already there when I arrived, sitting in the back corner with both hands wrapped around a cup. He looked off, the way a person looks when they've been rehearsing something in the mirror. We made small talk for maybe 5 minutes. Then he went quiet, and I could feel it coming. He told me he'd been seeing someone. Her name was Jess. It had been going on for almost a year. He said it started as nothing, a work friendship that became something else. He said he didn't plan any of it. He said he still loved Claire, but also that he didn't know what he felt anymore. He said he was telling me because he was my brother, and because he needed someone to talk to, and because he thought He actually said this. He thought maybe I could help him figure out what to do. I sat there and I let him finish, and then I asked him one question. Does Claire know any of this? He looked at his coffee. No. I told him he had to tell her. He said he wasn't ready. He said he needed time to figure out what he wanted first. He said it wasn't fair to hurt Claire until he was sure there was something to tell. I told him that by that logic, every day he waited, he was already hurting her. She just didn't know it yet. He told me I didn't understand. We didn't fight, but we left that coffee shop and neither of us said goodbye the way we normally would. Just a nod, just a see you later that didn't quite land. After that conversation, everything got worse for me. Not better, worse. Because now it wasn't just something I'd seen, it was something he had confirmed, something he put in my hands on purpose and told me to just hold. 2 months passed. Marcus didn't tell Claire. I know because my mom mentioned, casually over dinner one Sunday, that Marcus and Claire had just booked a vacation together, a week in Portugal, the following spring. My mom was thrilled. She started talking about whether they might be getting engaged while they were over there. I sat at that table and I ate my food and I smiled and I said all the right things, but something was shifting inside me. Claire had been at that dinner. She sat across from me talking about which part of Lisbon she most wanted to visit, looking genuinely happy. She trusted Marcus. She trusted all of us in a way. She'd become part of this family. She was at our table. She was planning her future out loud. And every single one of us, because of me, was lying to her face. I drove home that night and I called Marcus. I told him he had 2 weeks. 2 weeks to tell Claire himself, or I was going to. He told me I had no right. He said it was his life, his relationship, his mess to clean up. Told me I was overstepping and that if I said anything, I would be destroying a situation I didn't understand. I told him I understood enough. He hung up on me. The 2 weeks came and went. Marcus did not tell Claire. I know because Claire texted me, completely unrelated, asking if I wanted to come to a small birthday dinner for Marcus the following weekend. Still happy, still in the dark. I sat with my phone in my hand for a long time. And here is the honest truth about what went through my mind. I thought about every possible version of this. I thought about what Claire would feel if she found out in a year, or 5 years, or after they were married. I thought about the vacation to Portugal, which was 3 months away. I thought about the fact that Marcus had been doing this for almost a year. He wasn't on the verge of ending it. He was comfortable. I thought about what I would want if I were her. And then I called Claire. I didn't go into detail. I didn't make accusations or tell her everything at once. I told her that I had something I needed to say, that it was going to be hard to hear, and that I was only telling her because I thought she deserved to know. I told her that Marcus had been seeing someone else. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. Then she asked how long I had known. That was, I won't lie, the question that hit hardest, because the truthful answer was 2 months, and the real answer, counting from the night at the gas station, was longer than that. I told her the truth, all of it. What happened next was not what I expected. Claire didn't fall apart on the phone. She didn't cry. She got very quiet, the kind of quiet that's actually louder than screaming, and she thanked me. Then she said she had to go. Marcus found out within the hour that I called her. He called me 11 times that night. I answered on the 3rd. He was not calm. He told me I had ruined his relationship, his life, and his family. He said I didn't understand the complexity of what he and Claire had, what he and Jess had, and that I'd taken a sledgehammer to something I didn't comprehend. He told me I was jealous, that I had always been jealous of him, and that this was about me, not Claire. I let him say all of it. Then I told him this: you gave me a choice I never asked for. You made me responsible for your secret the moment you sat across from me in that coffee shop. And I'm sorry, genuinely deeply sorry that this hurts, but I'm not sorry I told her. He didn't speak to me for 6 weeks. My mom found out and called me upset. She said I should have stayed out of it. My dad said nothing, which honestly said everything about where he stood. Claire moved out of the apartment. The Portugal trip was canceled. And Marcus, somewhere around week 5 of not talking to me, broke up with Jess. I don't know what that means. Maybe he realized what he was actually losing. Maybe he just panicked. I'm not inside his head. But here's the part nobody tells you about doing the right thing. It doesn't feel triumphant. It doesn't feel clean. It feels heavy and quiet and a little lonely. And you find yourself late at night replaying the moment you picked up that phone, wondering if there was a version of this where nobody got hurt. There wasn't. I know that now. There never was. The hurt was always there. I just decided to stop being the only one carrying it. So, am I the asshole? I've gone back and forth on this more times than I can count. Marcus thinks yes. My mom leans that way. A few of my friends said I should have pushed them harder before going to Claire, that I moved too fast, that I made it my business when it wasn't. But the people who know Claire, really know her, they don't think so. And Claire herself, the last time we spoke, said something I haven't been able to shake. She said, I already knew something was wrong. I just didn't want to be the one to say it. Maybe that's the most honest answer of all. Marcus and I are speaking again now. It's not what it was. Maybe it never will be. But it's something. And I'm choosing to believe that something is worth building on. If you've ever been stuck in a situation like this, if you've ever been the one holding a secret that wasn't yours and had to decide what to do with it, I want to know what you did. Leave a comment below. I read every single one. And if this story hit close to home or even just made you think, please subscribe. Real situations, real choices, no easy answers. I'll see you in the next one.